stream. Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens. Watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens in the studio. Dark Side of the Stream, episode 282. This week, Jay's pick, Maternal Instinct.
What happens when you meet a psycho girlfriend and it goes to the extreme level? Extreme psycho girl.
I mean, just
Dude.
extreme psychotic person.
How do you think you can get away with what she tried?
Well, let's start before I know you like to just cut straight to the chase and drop everything on the floor right at the beginning.
Candy in the lobby.
This guy's never heard of foreplay. Ask Jordan. Yeah, you think you see his reaction?
I got places to be, man.
Foreplay, like I mean, like four people playing, or like, or is that like a golf thing, or anyway? I in my personal life have had some welding or lies told to me from
Yeah, I was married to a crazy
relationships before. But no one ever tried to fake a pregnancy, like to the extreme where like prosthetics were used. And so I guess my question is, what was the biggest lie you've ever been told?
I just know that my my oldest daughter's their baby mama, she just does crazy. I mean, still to this day, I will get calls with like a fake name that she was using. They're trying to find her and stuff like that, like running scams and faking pay stubs.
Oh,
she does some
yeah.
extreme stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Extreme,
Yeah.
lies and
Been down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird to me. I know it's hindsight because you sit in this chair and you're like, why would you go that far? Some people are so scared of confrontation and loss that they will go as far as they have to go and do horrific things just to avoid it.
yeah,
Which blows my mind because, I mean, at the end of the day, and it's just a personal preference for me. Like, you know, if you love something, let it go. For example, years ago, you came to me like, I'm going to go try sell cars and make some money. Love you, man.
Yeah.
Stay, do what you can for us. And if you came in tomorrow, Tyler comes in tomorrow, it's like, hey, I'm getting hired by ESPN. Sucks we're going to have to find a new producer to make us take so much time in the studio.
But hopefully they don't have crooked camera
But
issues.
at the same time, like, I would never, ever hold someone back for the sake of loss. The same thing goes in a relationship. And to me, I know it would have sucked at a certain point to like say, okay, hey, I wasn't truthful with you. I had this thing done. What you want isn't possible. Can we obviously look at maybe other options like adoption? I know I wasn't truthful to you. At that point, there's really nothing you can do. But even that far in,
yeah, man,
you still haven't taken that next step, which the next step is so like nuclear of an option where
first of all, like we all know, guys, we've ourselves been in a relationship that's some red flags, or this is not a good, this is a toxic relationship.
And most of us, in younger, we were just like,
but you go, or your friends tell you, and you're like, no, man, it's cool, it's cool.
Yeah.
And I see friends currently, and I'm like, dude, and they're like, no, man, it's. You can't only do so much. And the guy himself, he seemed like a kind of guy that kind of like, just kind of real passive, didn't want to rock the boat kind of guy, and just kind of went along. His friends were like, dude, these stories aren't adding up.
Wasn't just the friends, it was the doctors that had done the procedure on her that saw that, and it wasn't like, this wasn't like New York City or something.
Right.
This is a very small
towns,
town,
man,
where everyone knows each other.
You can't get away with
and
crazy
again,
lies.
like I said, like that far in, at what point do you not just say to yourself, like, I'm not going to be able to see this through? Like, there's no way.
Yeah, dude.
But I guess if you're the type of person to go that far, you're going to take it that far. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. It's Maternal Instinct on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream. Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens. watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens in the studio discussing Maternal Instincts on Netflix. A horrific story about a woman who befriended another woman, became her wedding planner, photographer, trusted her. Yeah. And in the process of that, this woman had, I think she had, 2 kids up until this point? I think something like that. It's like so. 2 or 3, or tried to have one, didn't work, something like that. But eventually she had some health issues, the photographer and the trusted person, and had to have her hysterectomy. And once that happens, obviously, you can no longer have children. She went through some relationships, eventually meeting this guy, and then late in this is the part that I never really got concrete. Do you think that this was a play to keep him? Like, and you get trapped, a pregnancy trap?
Yeah, but I don't even know why, because he doesn't.
That's why. That's why I'm confused about it. Like, because from the get go, like, if she's gonna do this,
okay, her lies
to hold him into a relationship. Well, I mean, also she told the guy that she was rich too.
Millionaire. She's got all this money coming.
Yeah,
so they went and bought all this stuff, and then stuff started getting repossessed because the money was coming in. She was forging things, faking. That was already like, basically running scams. And but that wasn't enough for this dude to dip out. And then she starts saying she's pregnant, and then to go as far as faking with the prosthetic thing, like
the prosthetic thing. Supposedly, she went to other friends and offered him $50K,
and he was never allowed to go to the.
By the way,
offices.
If it was medically possible, I will hold your kid for 9 months for $50,000.
Yeah, that's a good deal, right?
I mean, I don't know. I've never been through labor, so I can't tell you if I would do it for $50K. But we all know we discussed a couple weeks ago what I will do for money.
Right.
But it's gonna be. I do have a high price though, FYI.
But.
So I just, that was one of the things about it that I didn't really understand.
Her lies kept kind of spiraling, and she would just cover them up with more lies. And then, but just to go to the faking the pregnancy and all that, and the husband's not allowed to go to the doctor's office visits or anything, that's a red flag. Like, this dude is either so oblivious or just
another part of this too. I'm glad you brought this up, is that he had to have known at some point. But it's like when you give so much of yourself to a person and it is so much harder. It's almost as hard for you to come clean on the lie, to also come clean on the fact that you've been taken so far down the road to come back. Because that's skull crushing. That's your world is crushed. You not only have to admit that what you've been told by the person that you supposedly trust the most in the world is all fake, and then you also have to admit that you're an idiot for either not listening to other people, the advice that you're given, for not seeing the red flags. And so it's like a double-edged sword, because you get I've been betrayed. Because if you get betrayed and you find out and you're like, it sucks, but you move on. You pick up your life and you go on. But if you beat your trade and you keep kind of just not confronting it, and then eventually you're forced into the confrontation with what happened. I mean,
well, and supposedly this doesn't even tell the whole story. Supposedly there's a YouTube version of this that is even crazier.
Well, we held the crazy part for the next part, and that will be next segment. Dark Side of the Stream. If you have a weak stomach, I wouldn't tune in next on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream. Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens. Watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Jay Stevens, Mike the Intern, back in the studio. Dark Side of the Stream, episode 282 this week, doing Maternal Instinct on Netflix. So, jig's up.
Coming to the point where she's
already passed the due date once.
The fake due date.
And then eventually tells the guy she's with, no, they're going to do a C-section on this date.
Yeah.
That's when she then goes to this woman who she'd befriended who was pregnant, attacks her viciously, stabs her while her small child is in the home, hiding in a closet.
And the other one's inside the room.
And then tries to perform a C-section on this woman and take the baby out.
Takes the
woman doesn't survive. The baby wasn't even born alive, and I'll bring this up in a minute because this was something I thought the defense attorney dude, like, I love a good lawyer, but at a certain point, like, I mean, come on. Especially in the state this happened
And again,
in Texas,
we're talking
which of all
small
places
towns.
to try and
We're
try
talking
and justify.
small towns where this isn't like you did this in New York and you're flying to L.A. This is like you did this in next county over, basically, and you're driving with a dead baby.
I don't understand, like, too, again, back to the first segment. Like, how does she think this is all? What's the end game?
Yeah, how do you think you can pull this off?
Are you going to just show up and be like, hey, I had a baby. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. I didn't get to see the birth of my child. Like, why didn't you call me? What do you know, like all these there's so many questions. And ultimately,
it had to be like she was just so crazy that she just completely did not think logistically at all.
I guess you just don't if you get to that point.
You
I
know,
just can't.
it had
I
to
just
be a-
can't. Like I said,
It
I
had to be
just
a
can't-
level of cracking.
It's so hard for me to just like.
I can't either.
I can't even fathom how you would do that to someone.
So that she gets pulled over. He goes, "What's going on?" And she goes, "I just have my baby in the car." And he goes, "Let's get you to the hospital." The cops help her get there. They get there, and everybody's a little suspicious of the story.
Yeah.
And so they bring in the doctor to check her out. We're going to make sure you're okay inside. And the doctor comes out. She did not have that baby.
There's no way.
Then it's like, lock down the hospital. Cover. Like,
Yeah. Immediately.
dude.
Luckily, they were able to get her. And ultimately, she would be charged and convicted with capital murder. The reason I brought up the stillborn baby situation is her defense attorneys actually tried to argue in court that since the baby wasn't born alive, it shouldn't count as a live person.
She cut the baby out.
But she wasn't
She killed the baby.
born alive, according to the defense attorneys. Doesn't that take some cojones, stand up and say that as a human
Maternal
being?
Instinct on Netflix. It's a crazy story. Watch
That
it.
thing was, that part of it was like, I couldn't believe that actually tried to make that argument, especially in Texas. Like, all the states in the country to try and say that fetus wasn't alive.
Yeah, that's like
whoa, bro. You need to read the room, homie. We come back. We'll do our ratings on this one next on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark side of the stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Jay Stevens, Mike the Intern, back in the studio one more time. Dark Side of the Stream, episode 282 this week was Maternal Instinct on Netflix. I already knew the story.
You did?
Yeah, it was horrific. I remember when it happened.
What do you rate it?
I mean, I want to give you a negative score for making me watch something. So
I'm going to go
horrific.
4 because it's right up there with one of the craziest stories we've watched. Abducted in Plain Sight, which probably started, I think, all this.
Yeah.
Crazy story. This one is right up there with that level of crazy story. I was watching with Jordan, and Jordan wasn't putting 2 and 2 together. And then I just saw her switch, and she goes, "No, you got to be kidding me." Yeah, this is what's happening right now. Yeah. Dude.
It's crazy.
Goosebumps, dog. Goosebumps.
It's funny. I get goosebumps when I hear good music. You get goosebumps when you talk about mutilation.
Crazy women. What are we watching next week, Mike?
It's another documentary on Netflix called The Crash.
Oh, yeah. Another crazy girl.
Another crazy girl, since we're on that theme, and it's the
Tyler,
theme of the
we need to
summer.
get you one of these crazy women.
Yeah, don't listen to Jay. As always, you can watch us do this live on Facebook or YouTube every Thursday at 9 a.m. or download it as a podcast for free on our 104.7 The Cave app, or listen to it during my show at 9, Jay's shows at 6, or anytime online at 1047thecave.com. I'm Mike the Intern. That's Jay Stevens reminding you we watch movies so you don't have to. It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.